Well, hello. Hey, so this is a little bit of an in-depth um, video about splits. Um, at least a different use of the split block. And the split block is right there. All right. Then you have your merge block or your merge mixer, and this can go different routings. Um, I have this routed into path 2, and this straight line going into out to the speakers, and this one going out to the speakers. All right. Pardon me. So we have the guitar coming in. It hits a dynamic LA Studio comp. Here's a Minotaur and a US double vibe with the matching cabinet and a volume block. And I put the volume block right here. And the reason I do that is I've got a split here. And this split determines whether or not I get more of an affected signal. And what I've done here is I've created sort of an eventide-ish patch. And I'll explain that as well. But one of the features I wanted to show is how I'm routing the split block to get different effects. So let's go to the completely dry. And that routes all the way to the A side. So that's this line. And then here we go. Completely dry. So now if I go to 25% wet, and I think that actually this sounds the best for regular playing, but here's the eventide kind of tone. Now let's go to 50% wet. That's even split. Here how you get it. You can hear the guitar and you can hear the effects. And that's all with changing via snapshots. If I go into the controller assign, you'll see that snapshots is the parameter or controller. So let's go ahead and go to all wet. So this moves it. Now it's not completely all the way to the edge, but we'll show you. So let's go ahead and move it 100% all wet. You see the guitar is barely audible. That may be the effect you're going for. Okay, so you can see how the split block, the split AB, you can choose how much signal, dry or wet, if you're using it this way. You can do other things with it, and I'll show some more later. Well, actually, I might be able to show here in this video, but you can see that. And then here is a different eventide patch that's even more affected. As you can see, it's still, wow, you know, pretty wild. But I've put a volume pedal. And then let's go 100% wet. Actually, not quite 100. Again, it's about 70% there. Let's go 100. I'm swelling it. Here's this plane. It's quite modulated. Okay, so as you can see, there's a very liberal use of reverbs in here. Now what I've got is to get that basic kind of eventide modulated reverb. Let's go back to this one right here. Well, what we have here is we have the signal goes in, it splits off, and we already discussed that. It goes down into this path, and it hits this reverb first, and it's a plate with a bit of decay, quite a bit, 8.2, and then it dives off and goes, and I don't have, again, here's the split block, and what I've done is I didn't want a complete 50% into here. I wanted it just a little bit modulated, so I pulled it back to 40 or 8 to the top side at 41 instead of, you know, even split, and then the B side I put it about to the A side 41, so it's going to send the signal mostly across and into this reverb, but down it goes into the vintage digital delay, of which I put the bit depth and sample rate, and the mix, I set the mix at 10, pretty low. I don't really want to get a bunch of delays, I just want to kind of modulate it, and I've got the modulated part of this delay going into minus 17, which is an octave plus a fifth down, and then I mix that at 20%, and then it goes through chorus, and I've got the speed set at 0.9, so slow. I don't want it moving around unless you do. Spread at the mix at 50%, and then it comes back in and goes through another plate. And that's really how you get that extended washy kind of delay. You can turn the mix up on the pitch so you can hear sort of how that darkens it up. It adds kind of a weird dark element, but you can see if you just we're adjusting the mix with the block, but we're also downplaying the mix of the mix, really. So we can actually turn up the mix on this delay. You see how you're getting all sorts of the. See, you can hear if you hit it hard, you can hear the delay. But if you just play it, you're really hearing more of the modulation underneath. But you can see you don't need very much of it to affect. So you're not even hearing the delay, but you're just getting that walk. Same thing goes for the chorus. We turn the mix up on the chorus. I've got it set so slow that you can barely hear it, so let's, oh, and the depth's not quite all the way, so let's go ahead and speed it up. Okay, so it's just a balancing act. You just want to bring in enough to affect the overall feel. Not, well, it depends on what you're going for. I mean, you could be going for something pretty wild, like, for instance, let's go ahead and raise up and get more effect. You see how this splitting and controlling how much you're putting down through, right? If we didn't want any of those modulations, it's going to go straight through, right here, straight through. This is, but you're not going to get any modulated effect. So let's go 100%. Now it's just going down and out. So it's not really going straight through. Let's move out and move back in, and just the natural, without changing any of these settings, and let's just move it over in here. See, so you're getting more. We just want a little bit of flavor of it, so we put it about right about there. So we're getting mostly going through here, but some of it's going through there. All right, hope this helps. This is part of our in-depth series. This is number 4. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.